In this video, I want to talk to you about the 3 types of diversification that no one's talking about and they're definitely not teaching you in school. So keep watching. Now, the first diversification strategy that I want to talk to you about is diversification by using ETFs. Now, an ETF is an exchange traded fund. We actually did an entire video about what an ETF is, so feel free to click the link and watch that video as well. So let's talk about some of the pros of investing using an ETF. Number 1, you're not exposed to just one stock. So if a stock has bad earnings, has bad news come out on it, you're not exposed to just that one stock. Second thing is, with an ETF, you have the ability to participate in the hottest sector. So for example, if you like technology, instead of trying to go in and pick Facebook, Google, or Amazon, or pick the specific tech stock that is moving, you could just take advantage of an entire sector being hot and just invest in something like the XLK, the technology sector. The other thing is that you can trade options on ETFs. So most people believe that you can only trade options on individual stocks, but the truth of the matter is you can diversify by buying ETFs, and then you can take advantage of the power of stock options by trading options on exchange traded funds or ETFs. So it's a powerful diversification tool that nobody's talking about. But let's talk about some of the cons of investing using an ETF. So although there's some power with diversifying, there are a few potential cons. Con number 1 is that the ETF may not move as fast as the individual stock. The second con to investing using an ETF is that if the entire sector is down, then that doesn't provide you much protection, because if everything in tech is going down, then that entire ETF is going to go down with it. Although you're diversified with different stocks, you're diversified with different stocks in the same sector, and so that entire sector may be going down. So that could potentially be a con of using ETFs. The second diversification strategy that no one's really talking about is using a combination of both stocks and options to construct a portfolio that'll give you maximum returns. For example, some of the things you can do when you know how to use stocks and options together is, if you own stocks, you can also rent those stocks out and do what I call my rental income strategy by selling options against stocks that you already own. The other thing that you can do if you own stocks is, with put options, you can actually lock in your profits. So if you had a nice run up over the last year, 2 years, 3 years, you can use put options to lock in the profits of your portfolio and protect it from any type of downturn in the stock market. Now, some of the cons of doing those strategies, or the diversification strategies using options, is that if you're selling options against your stock and renting them out, it's a potential that your stock could get called away from you. So if it's a stock that you have an affinity with and you want to hold on to it forever, it may not be a good idea to sell options against it, because if you get called out, although you may make money on selling the option as well as the original price of your stock, you'll have to turn around and buy it again on the open market. And some people just don't want to deal with the idea that they sold their beloved stock, but ideally you should be more worried about making money. The second potential con with the option strategy is that if you're buying put options for insurance, much like insurance that you buy on your car, every 30 days that insurance expires, and so you could be paying for insurance premiums even though no accident, quote unquote, happened. And in that stock market, an accident means a big sell-off in your portfolio. The third and final diversification strategy that you can use that no one's talking about is a spread. And no, I'm not talking about making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. So when we talk about using spreads, we're talking about using 2 or more options to build a sophisticated option model to where you can reduce your risk and increase your chances of potentially being profitable. We actually did a case study. We'll put a link right here where we did a option spread on Facebook. We were able to reduce our risk by 40%, but we were able to pull back profit of about 90+% on the trade. So it was a really beautiful trade where we used 2 options. Number 1 to reduce risk, and then the second one to supercharge our potential rate of return. So click the link to watch that. So here's the thing. I want you to understand the big picture, that there's more ways to diversify than just buying a bunch of different stocks like they tell you on TV. You can diversify by, again, using ETFs, you can diversify by using options, and you can also diversify by using option spreads. If you're not familiar with how options work and how to use options to build these sophisticated trading models and to lower your risk, I'm gonna put a link right here to a YouTube video I did where I actually walk you through my journey of learning how options work work, some case studies from my students, as well as 2 ninja option strategies that you can learn to implement today to start increasing your chances of being profitable with your trading. I'll see you on the next video.